finally back in the garden. Wow, it's just crazy. Every single year, the first time that you get to actually be outside and not be in pain because you're so cold is just crazy. There's still so many green things considering it's been covered in snow for the past few months. And so I thought I'd just show you around the space because this is where I spend every single day of my life in the summer. So excited to document this. I can't even concentrate because I'm just staring at the ground, and like any tiny piece of green I see, I'm like, oh my god, what is that? Here, birds. Oh my god. I don't even think the ground's frozen either, which is really exciting because that means I can start direct sowing some things very, very soon. I'm gonna walk around and see what's green basically and just show you guys. I hope those wind chimes aren't annoying. I love them, but I didn't even think when I put them up last year how annoying they could be for videos. Yeah, so we put these beds in the fall time because I really was realizing that I didn't have a lot of things that looked nice in the fall, because where we live, like, we do have a pretty harsh winter sometimes, but the fall can be really pleasant, and actually like a lot of things in the garden can last almost to November. Like October can be really, really warm and pleasant here. So again, it's similar to how quick summer comes. Winter does tend to come really quickly, but there's still a lot of space to grow things in the fall time, and I find that in the spring it just seems so far away that I never think about it. So I wanted to get some perennials in here at the end of last year so that this year I would be happy with myself. I'm gonna take those wind chimes down. And so at the end of the year we put in some grasses. I don't remember the varieties. I think I have 3 different varieties in here. I know one of them is Shenandoah grass. Shenandoah something grass, I don't know. I just got it because of the John Denver song. In the summertime we put in a bunch of hyssop and anise hyssop, and the hyssop has just done so well. It's like overwintered perfectly. Like this is right in front of me here. Oh, so nice. This is like bright green, still so fragrant. Oh my god, that smells amazing. These were plants that were completely new to me last year, so I really didn't harvest them at all. Like I just let them sit because they were really, really little plugs to begin with. So I just wanted to let them grow and do their own thing. They smell like so amazing, so I hope that I can fully use them for like all their medicinal properties this year. That'll be really exciting. But like these have overwintered so nicely. You can see, like, look at how green that is. That's crazy. Also down here is a new addition. This is just like a coneflower type thing. I just left that in because I wanted to remember what it was, but it's like some sort of a coneflower, blanket flower situation. You can see throughout this bed too, lamb's ear, which is something that I just fell in love with so much. That's still, I mean, not thriving, but it's green. Oh my god, the sun on my face. Like this is, oh my god. Okay, this is the way that the anise hyssop dries as well. So I always really like that. I don't really come out to my garden that much in the winter time because it's pretty far away from the house and just kind of in the middle of nothing. But it is really nice to have any sort of structure. It's nice for the birds and stuff. I don't know if they can make use of any of these seeds, but it's worth a try. I don't like to really like cut back the garden in the fall time because it's so beneficial to have different structures and stuff for wildlife, so always keeping that in mind. But what I did want to show you here is a new addition to the garden, and that is Egyptian walking onions. So you can see these are starting to pop up right here and here and here and here. Actually, I do just need to give one a little sniff. Oh my god. I actually just got butterflies. Oh my god, the smell of a fresh onion from the garden Thank God onions last so long into the season, because they're just like this perpetual joyous thing. So those will be really exciting. They have quite a unique look to them. They basically have like these multi-floret bulbs on the outside, which is really interesting. So the bulbs kind of come to a head at the top of the plant, like in the flower. I don't know how to describe it, but I'll pop a picture up so you can see what I'm talking about. So I planted like 100 of them or something. So we'll see. I just got them on Facebook Marketplace, which is such a great find. Okay, moving on. Of course, we have a little dandelion popping up. Those are always some of the very first things to be green outside. And you know what? I love dandelions. I actually do. Down here we have some more onions. There's the dandelion. We have some more onions. These are just like a combination of different kind of like fresh eating spring onions. Just giving another whiff. What's so funny, these have such a distinctively different smell than the walking onions. Behind me here I have a lot of brassicas, and I think some of them are gonna pull through. I have kalettes, little like broccolinis. Those I don't think made it at all. And then over here is Brussels sprouts. And so they do actually still have, look at the stalk. Brassica stalks look so interesting when you just let them go and be wild. But like, they still do have tiny, tiny, tiny little Brussels sprouts. These did not really do very much in the late summer, and then I kind of neglected the garden a bit in the fall time, and these stuck out. They were quite tall and they stuck out right above the snow, and so they kind of just made like fun dog treats when we came out here, because our dog loves brassicas. So they didn't do much, but I don't know if I can get them to kind of pull through for the spring. We'll see. On the other side of me, I have this rock bed. This bed has kind of been a bit of a hodgepodge. Our soil is like, it's not too compacted, but it's still like out here. This was just lawn like 4 years ago now. And so I've been trying to grow root vegetables in any of the in-ground beds so that I can just slowly start kind of aerating the soil in the most like natural, like least disturbing way possible. And so I'm not sure what I'll do in these beds this year. The other problem that we do have is all of these trees around me are black walnuts. So they contain something called juglone in their root systems, and it's actually a toxin that gets released. It's like completely natural, obviously, but it does get released into the soil and affect certain plants, especially their ability to put out fruit. So some plants I can't do in the ground here, so that's why I have a combination of raised beds and in-ground planting. Otherwise I would have just done in-ground planting. But root vegetables are generally a pretty safe thing to do in the ground, because obviously it's not affecting the fruit, because what you're harvesting is the roots. So there's multiple reasons why I've done these as root crop beds. But I'm not sure if I'll continue that this year. For some reason I do gravitate towards putting carrots in this bed. I don't know why. But you can see these little sad carrots. The roots have just like totally died and shriveled up and rotted, but like they're still green on the top. These things still want to grow, they still want to put out seed, and they still want to keep producing with the seed. This is the other problem with springtime, is that I don't remember where I planted bulbs. I planted a lot of bulbs in the fall, like just ornamental ones, and there might be some popping up here. There's something popping up. These are all lily stalks. They're these really, really gorgeous, huge yellow lilies. I did have a problem with a pest last year. I don't remember what they're called, but they're these horrible, they might just be called lily bugs or lily beetles, and they just decimated them. So I'm hoping that that's not something that's like living in the soil and gonna come right back to the same plants this year, but it very well might be, so I'll have to be armed and ready. I think there must be forgotten bulbs down here. But you can see there's little green stalks coming out of the ground. And I don't know what they are. I've created this little house behind me. This is a great idea if you have broken pots, because inevitably we forget pots outside. If you live somewhere where, oh my god, I can't even concentrate because the sun is just so beautiful. If you live somewhere where you get a hard freeze and your pots are susceptible to cracking if you leave them outside, if that happens, like it probably will at some point in your gardening life, I like to use broken pots as little habitats for toads and different creatures that might want to take residence there. That one just split in half, so I just shoved a bunch of rocks and wood chips and different plant matter. So anytime I have like dead plant matter, I kind of just shove it in there to give them a little cozy space. So right behind me here I have this little raised bed. It is making me a little bit nervous because this is where I planted a lot of my garlic, and usually by this time garlic would kind of be poking its head out a little bit. I really hope that that's going to be successful because I planted a lot in this bed. I also broadcasted chamomile seeds on top of here, and I think maybe poppies because I like to interplant those in the garlic. So this bed behind me is kind of the focal point of the whole garden. It's just a circular bed that I built out of, well, I guess I didn't, feels weird to say I built it. I just placed all of these logs around here that we had. So I just wanted something really like bam in the center, and then I built this structure out of birch poles, and it survived the entire winter, which I'm really happy about. So if you want to make something like this as like a trellis, I filled the entire base of it with rocks. So I think that's why it's been so secure, because the bottom has so much support on all sides of every stick, and then the twine is just bracing it perfectly. I planted so many daffodil bulbs in this bed, so I'm really excited to see that when it starts popping up. I think it's going to be so stunning. Those are one of my favorite, maybe my favorite spring flower. Actually, how could you decide? There's too many good ones. So this is now the herb bed that we're in. So we have the hyssop, like I mentioned before. Oh, it smells so good. And then behind me here, so this is the hyssop, nice and green at the bottom. And then I have a lot of thyme, a few different varieties that are just kind of trailing through here. And then I have some Italian chamomile back there that's still perfectly green. Ow. Oh, hello, rose bush. Also, right here, it's nothing exciting to look at. It just looks like a bunch of dead sticks. But I think that the wild rose that I transplanted into here survived. So these kind of sticks here, I'm gonna build some sort of obelisk. This really thrives, and it's this beautiful, like vibrant, hot pink wild rose, and I think that will just be like the perfect addition to the herb garden. Behind me is a new plant to me, and this is rue. So it's still extremely green. This stuff smells also amazing. If you like really like kind of earthy, spicy, weird herbally smells, you will love the smell of rue. So that I was really excited to see had overwintered. My battery is flashing, and so I'm really excited that I got to share this with you and document it before anything really started happening. And next video you see me out here, I will hopefully be planting. So thank you so much for walking the garden with me. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it gave you some springy inspiration. You can subscribe if you want to see the progress of the garden throughout the season, and I will see you back here next time.